What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is another Watch of Realms video and this is from the test server. There's going to be two new heroes released this week on the 15th of September. These both will be available. We have Valeria or Valeria and Valeriya. I don't know. And Brokkir as well. So these two heroes, we have a tank and then a DPS. Or a fighter class, as you'd like to say. We're going to go over the heroes. We're going to do a little look at their skills, awakens, that kind of thing, their promotions as well. We won't go into a build just yet on them. So let's get into it. And there is some other notes to add, which I'll put in a separate video. There will be a 5 million download event, but I'd rather cover that in a separate video, just because I want to keep this to purely the hero review. So let's have a look, shall we? Promotions for Valeriya. Plunging Slash, which we'll cover in the skills at number 1. Promotion 2 increases attack and defense as health drops. When health drops to 30%, the increase peaks at 45%. Promotion 3, we get Will of Steel. Basic attributes increased on 4. Talent enhanced on 5, which increases attack and defense as health drops. When health drops to 30%, the increase peaks at 60%. So as promotions increase, it means that the increase can peak up to 60%. So it's gone from 45 at 2, yeah, okay, 45 to 60, and then at 5 it's just another basic attributes enhance. Let's take a look at her skills. So that's the bit we want to know about, right? So her basic attack deals 120% damage, upgraded to one enemy. Her plunging slash, which is her auto, smashes a target, dealing 300% damage and inflicting vulnerability to physical damage. So that would mean that everyone else is gaining, any other physical hero will gain a use to that, right? Any other physical damage plus 20% takes effect. Yeah, so it's basically like defense down in a sense. But yeah, if there's anything stronger than that current buff, then it won't take effect. Or I say the stronger one will take effect. The damage is increased, upgraded, and cooldown reduction per attack plus 1 second, which kind of makes you think, well, attack speed is going to be pretty viable on her, because the faster we're attacking, the faster it cools down as well. Her passive, Will of Steel, when health drops below 30%, restores 6% health per second, triggers the following effect instead during the ultimate. The hero enters the unyielding state upon taking fatal damage, and dies immediately when the ultimate ends, which can be triggered up to 1 time per deployment. So if you're in ultimate, and your health drops below, if you trigger death, a fatal damage, you're going to become immune to death until the ultimate ends. We'll have a look at the ultimate in a second. The final one here is arena cost reduced, so she is cheaper to use in arena, a cost of -4 to her. The ultimate, blood infusion. You can see what's going on here, or it will show the ultimate ability. Damage plus 120%. Each attack consumes 10% of the current health and generates 1 stack of power of the sword. Up to 8 stacks. I believe that that's from... Okay, that doesn't change. Okay, the power of the sword burst damage to the main target increased by 50% with each stack after the skill ends. So the more stacks you can get on, the burst damage is going to increase quite dramatically. The hero cannot be healed during the skill. When the skill ends, deals 440% burst damage to the main target and 4 targets around them. Again, this has been upgraded, so damage increase of 40%, burst damage increase of 40%, skill cost reduced, initial rate increased. We're going to go through the awakens on the other screen, but just while we're here, we'll have a look at what 1, 3, and 5 does for her ultimate. At Awaken 1, during the ultimate, increases attack speed by 100. We did just talk about attack speed being very useful, even for her auto. Awaken 3, during the ultimate, ignores 20% of the enemy's defense. I'm assuming that's going to stack with her physical damage break anyway as well, so that's going to be a boost. Awaken 5, during the ultimate, there is a 50% chance to accumulate 2 stacks of power of the sword for each attack, up to 12 stacks. Holy moly. So that would be an extra 600% increased damage. Wait, hang on. Wait. My bad. That increases the burst damage when the ultimate ends, at which point she's probably going to die as well, okay? But if you think about it, 12 times 5 is 600%, so it would be what? 1,040% burst damage to them, and so 5 targets are going to get hit by a ton of damage when she dies. That could be really useful. That could be really, really, really useful. I wonder if we... I'll save that for another time. So that's her skills, and we're going to look through her awakens, you know, as one for one now. So awaken 1, we did talk about it during the ultimate, increases attack speed by 100. Awaken 2, attack plus 5%. Awaken 3, during the ultimate, ignores 20% of the enemy's defense. Awaken 4 is a crit rate increase of 8%. And Awaken 5, this is pretty big if you're at Awaken 5 and you're getting that 1,040% burst damage. Before that, it's 8 stacks, okay? And it will be 1 stack for the power of the sword. But that's a huge Awaken 5. That's a huge Awaken 5. But then, you know, that's what happens with Awakens, isn't it? She looks, I like her skill set. Where is she mostly going to be used? I'm not sure. She could be useful in a few, especially with this undying, you know, the unyielding state, and then building this up, and then this huge burst damage at the end. It could be really valid. It could be really valid. So I like the look of this new hero, Valeria. She's like I'm surprised that she's in Chaotic and Nightmare, to be honest. She doesn't really look chaotic or nightmarish, other than a red sword. Let's go and take a look at Brokkir, the Dwarf Northerner, Frosthammer Brokkir. One other thing quickly on Valeria I didn't talk about. Oh my god. I always miss the talents. Increases attack and defense as health drops. When health drops to 30%, you increase peaks at 60%. Wait, I did cover it in promotions, didn't I? Let's go to Brokkir. So yeah, he is Northerner. He's a tanky little dwarf. And, you know, dwarfs are always good tanks, aren't they? I mean, in theory, dwarfs always make good tanks in most games. Let's go through the promotions, and we'll go through the skills, and we'll go through the awakens. Promotion 1, we get Freezing Breath, which we'll cover in skills. Promotion 2, reduces adjacent allies' damage taken by 10% if the hero is inflicted with freeze. The reduced damage is increased to 20%. This is huge. This could be huge, especially for Gear Raid 2. Because everything's close-knit, and yeah, that could be really good. Iceberg, which we'll cover in skills. Promotion 4, basic attributes increased. Oh, look, it's it again. Promotion 5, reduces adjacent allies' damage taken by 10% if the hero is inflicted with freeze. The reduced damage is increased to 30%. That's 30% reduced damage. That's massive, especially paired up with Sadie. Interesting. Okay, basic attributes increased at promotion 6 as well. Let's go to his skills. His basic attack deals damage to 1 enemy. I can't upgrade the basic attack. His passive, Freezing Breath. Receiving damage has a 15% chance to inflict freeze on 2 enemies in range. If the hero has freeze already, because he does freeze himself, the chance will be increased by 20%. This does increase by 5% now. I'm pretty sure that would have been 10%, increased to 5%, so 15%, up to 35%. That's actually a good rate. Passive Iceberg. When receiving fatal damage for the first time, the hero gains freeze and becomes immune to all damage for 12 seconds. That's a long time to be damage resistant as well. Pretty sure he'll be able to be healed as well during that period. So it's like, that's nice. He sounds like a really good tank. Frost Armor. Gains freeze, and you'll see it here, him going, yeah, there we go. So he's frozen. He won't make any attacks, but it doesn't matter. He's not there for attacks anyway. He doesn't do anything with his basic. Gains freeze and the shield equal to 120% of max health. During the effect of freeze, the freeze effects will disappear with the shield. Shield strength is increased on upgrading. Awaken 1 inflicts freeze on up to 5 enemies around when the shield from the ultimate is gone. I think this guy is tanky as. He is super tanky. Super tanky. And the fact is, he's also reducing the damage for your allies, which is dope. That's dope. Let's take a look at all his awakens. Awaken 1, we just spoke about it. Inflicts freeze on up to 5 enemies around when the shield from the ultimate is gone. Awaken 2, health increase. Awaken 3, when the hero is inflicted with freeze, increases received healing and shield effects by 20%, meaning he can be healed up pretty fast. That's nice. Awaken 4, all damage reductions plus 8%. And Awaken 5, when Iceberg expires, restores 100% max health. Yeah, okay. That's broken. That's freaking crazy. That's a nice awaken 5. They both have really nice awaken 5s on this. Both of them have it. Definitely going to be a massive max health build. So that's the two new heroes. What do you think? Because I think they both look very good. I think they both, and I don't just mean graphically, I mean skill-wise. This guy is going to be huge for a lot of people in Gear 8 too, especially those adjacent allies taking less damage. He's got a huge shield, he's going to hold down his lane great. Imagine if you have King Haas as well paired up with this dude. I mean, you have King Haas and Brokkir, you are like so friggin' tanky right now. Valeria, again, chaotic and nightmare. She is a fighter. She'll pair up very nice with a nightmare lord for sure, especially like Torador Wrath, increasing that attack speed. She's doing more attack. She's cooling down her speed time on her auto. That's going to be very useful. So I look forward to seeing people pairing things up, testing it out, seeing how these heroes work, and seeing how viable they are in the game. So I'll see all of you in the next video, and that video will be about the 5 million downloads events that are going to be ongoing throughout the game. And please do remember, this was recorded on the test server to help bring you information. So I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a fantastic day, even wherever you are. Goodbye.